Finance can supplement the response given. Responding exactly to that query.
Okay, let's hear from Chief Officer, then the COB will corroborate what he said.
Thank you, Chair. The financial year ends at 30th June. When it comes to June, we don't always receive money by 30th June for the last financial year. We receive the money in July or late after the 30th June. So, but on 30th June, what is paid first is the net. While the statutory, which is supposed to be paid from 9th of the next month, when you receive the July disbursement, you pay. So at the end of June, the month of June, the cut-off point for that financial year, the amount, the figures has already been gone to the new financial year. So when you are paying, it's like you have paid it late. We paid it. We paid it. The amount is cleared. The second thing, what the Accountant General is saying is the budget for every month, you budget for 12 months for salaries. But starting of the month where we came in, there was a backlog of the deductions. The ones we have paid, the 190, which is pay and other taxes, like VAT, withholding taxes, are also accumulated in this. So it is accumulation of the two factors.
The accumulation is 190.
190.
But we are talking about 135,
yes,
which is for June. Control of budget, is any of this making sense?
Thank you, Chair. What I understand from the Chief Officer Finance, when he's talking about the net, probably he's paying from a bank overdraft, not requisition from COB. COB requisitions are gross amounts.
Can you clarify that,
Yes.
Governor?
I think, although I'm not the actual actor, but I can say from my understanding of finance, you requisition the entire amount to the controller of budget, but because you don't have the money, from a cash flow management point of view, you give priority to payment of salaries, and because the statutory deductions are due by 9th of the next month, in this case by 9th of July, then you can pay what you requisition the controller of budget and they approve together with the salaries, but you delayed the payment of the statutory deductions. Because given the 2 hours, delaying salaries is causing problems. So you pay the salary.
If we did a test, we will then confirm that the 135 million was subsequently remitted before the 9th.
It was paid.
Auditor General, you will need to help us on that. They will need to demonstrate that evidence because you have flagged in your report late remittance of statutory deductions. I think it's a very substantive issue in your report. So I doubt whether this explanation can cure what we are seeing here and what you have cited. You have cited 168 million, a different figure. 168, there's 135, there's 190. So it looks like a systemic problem, Governor.
Unless we look at the exact figures, but what I do know, we are up to date with our statutory deductions, other than the estimates which KRI made on allowances which they say may have been paid and so forth and so on. The normal one, payee, housing levy, NSSF, SHA, all those, the county government of Kitui is up to date.
Senator Wambua?
So, Chair, for the record, because we have 2 responses, I want the Governor to clarify that when you requisition for salaries, you requisition gross. Yes. Because the CEO is saying that the requisition net, and we're wondering how COB can process that kind of requisition.
It's gross.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, Now, members,
Chair, out of curiosity, what is the qualification of the gentleman who was speaking? Those was are basic. Maybe, Chair, can he go on record again? Through the chair. What is your name? What is your qualification?
okay, because I think for Hansard purposes, ideally you should have introduced yourself so that when
Yes.
you're capturing the minutes,
Yes.
we assign the name. Just introduce yourself and your role in the county.
My name is Joel Muyanga. I'm the Accountant General and Director Accounting Services.
Are you a CPA?
Yes, I'm CPA.
Number
My CPA number is 17969.
of good standing.
Yes.
Hey, that's interesting. You know, when you make such a basic error, we doubt the capacity and ability. Because that is very unfortunate, because unless COB, maybe through chair, do you normally do capacity training to county officials sometimes?
Thank you, Senator Cherargei. Through the chair, we do that, but the country must request. It has to request.
So there is a client for you.
Well,
Thank you,
I
Chair.
don't think the onus is on COB, the onus is on ISPAC, which has a seat on this committee. And if you have doubts about professional competence, we shall escalate to ISPAC. Well, you know, we have seen crazier figures, and if it can be explained that the 326 million was subsequently settled, which I think the Auditor General can advise us, and that we are remaining with just 300 million, that will be about 3% of your total revenues. I think yesterday we had a county here that had a pending bill of 4 billion, and we are seeing them in terms of billions. So this does not look too bad. It's not good, but let's not benchmark. Let's not say that we are okay because we are better than other bad people. So ideally,
Comparing two dwarfs, saying which one is taller.
Yes. Yeah, so I think we keep this in view, but the auditor should advise us whether the 326 was settled within the timelines, and then the date of 3 years. I think we'll take your written responses and see whether they respond to it. Otherwise, we'll make certain recommendations on how they should be dealt with. Now, members, we still have one meeting this afternoon, so let's go straight to unresolved prior year matters, and we shall proceed as follows. I will ask the governor, the storied maternity ward at Kitui County Referral Hospital, is it complete?
Chair, no, but we have allocated 89 million Kenya shillings this financial year. It's a multi-year project so that we can restart it and allocate further money next financial year to complete it.
Okay, members, unless we want to go into the details, we can keep this in view. We consider the written response. The Kabati Slaughterhouse.
Chair, maybe, Governor, what about this court matter on the Story Maternity Ward at Kitui County Referral Hospital? What was the contract sum was 242,787,625, and it was supposed to be completed by 2019. I think there is no value for money. What is the story behind it? But there was a civil case that you are supposed to pay 254 million. Maybe just 30 seconds, and you did out of court settlement of 53.0 million.
Well, it is told, I think that around the period you mentioned, 2019, and I think the contractor went to court. He was awarded some money, and
You have paid.
we had to pay because the courts didn't want to listen to any reviews. So
the-
we paid to settle so that we can get possession of the site and make arrangements to complete.
But the project is stalled.
Yeah, it is stored, it is stored. But we
So
have,
do you think is there value for money through the chair for the people of Kitui to wait a project in financial year 2016-2017 up to now?
that's not the ideal situation. It ought to have been completed.
How much have you allocated on this budget?
So we have allocated 89 million.
So there is a new contractor on site?
Not yet. We still have to go through the procurement process. But we can hear from CEO Medical. Maybe CEO Medical, where are we with this one?
And for comfort, Chair, in mitigation, could we see the budget with this budget line of 84 million? If it's not there now, maybe to the auditors.
Before the CEO comes on board, you know, Governor, this is one of your initial major projects in the county. And I would have expected that you would be very passionate about completing this project. I don't know, and I don't want to micromanage the affairs of the county government, but I have a feeling that 89 million for a project as important as this, perhaps maybe you could have done better. I don't know. You know your financials better than I do. But the truth of the matter is that you also know that there is serious congestion in that hospital. Serious congestion. And this would really have helped our people, you know. So the CEO will give us the book responses. But you know, the passionate response from this should come from the vision carrier, because you are the carrier of this vision.
When we came in, it was embroiled in the court. Everything had stored. And we had to ensure we disentangle the project from the court process so as to process the site and so as to put money to complete it. Because even if we allocated money before, we would not have done the work because of the court case. Now that the court case is over, we have put 89. I know, and I agree with you, Senator, this will decongest the hospital, and that was the earlier intention. But when you look at our overall budget and other ministries and many other needs of the county, and also how much, even if you put a contractor there, how much work they can do per month and they can absorb, we decided initially that let's put 89 and then we can put more money. But I can tell you the ministry leadership itself and the county leadership, county executive, county assembly, I think we want to have this project complete. Thank you.
Has it been tendered already? Has it been tendered?
Well, this is where I wanted to bring the chief officer because he's the accounting officer for the same. Maybe he can tell us where we are.
Through the chair, we requested for a bill of quantities from Public Works, which we got last week. And now we've done the requisition. I have signed, the chief officer for finance has signed, the head of procurement has signed, so it's now, we're expecting that by Friday or even tomorrow, the advert will be out, so the procurement process is ongoing.
Now, honorable members, remember, these are issues we have prosecuted before. That's why they are referred to as unresolved prior year matters. And we have given recommendations on them in the past. I think what we need to confirm is whether the recommendations have been implemented or not. And if they've not been implemented, then it is upon us now to make not further recommendations, but to call for action to ensure that these things are closed. So the Kitui County Referral Hospital is still incomplete. The Kabati Slaughterhouse, which we discussed at great length before this committee last time, and Governor, you gave certain commitments. It's still not available to the farmers of Kitui.
Yeah, I will request county attorney to say where we are because it's a matter in court. And that's what is tying us. We are ready to operationalize, but
is that the same status that we were in last time you appeared before us? Because I remember the senator was very passionate about this.
I agree with you, Chair, but you tell us why are we where we were even last time?
Has there been anything? Has there been anything incremental, or we'll get the story we had last time?
In court, yes, maybe let's hear from him, Chair, with you.
Okay, fine. Because I need to manage this meeting quickly. There's another entity that is waiting.
Thank you, Chair. There is some progress towards resolving this matter. The last time we were in court, the court directed that both parties file their accounts with the court. The accounts were not reconciled. That is, the county government and the contractor were filing different figures. So the court directed that the deputy registrar will reconcile these accounts and issue a certificate. Chair, the court has not been ready, but we have a date on the 9th of this month where the court will give further directions on the matter. Thank you.
So, long story is that Kabati Slaughterhouse is not available for use.
Senator Wambua? Chair, allow me to just say something about that, that project. And we have said everything that we could say. But perhaps we can begin by congratulating Charlo. Now I think from the time that he was here, now he has been confirmed as the Attorney General, the county attorney. The last time he was here, he was a solicitor. Now, I wish that promotion came with a settling of this matter, at least. You know, I'm saying that, Chair, and this is not a light matter, because actually the next neighbor to this slaughterhouse is that Charlo guy. Is a neighbor to where that slaughterhouse is. Yeah. This MCR, the chair of Park Tree Assembly, that is his local market. And Chair, for the longest time, and this is where it gets painful, for the longest time, the people that consume meat in Kabati and its environs are consuming meat from a makeshift thing they call a slaughterhouse. Surely, Governor and the county attorney, you can give to the people of Kitui. And I know perhaps the contractor is making demands that perhaps maybe cannot be met, but I'm very sure there are conversations that can take place. Can we, Chair, get a commitment from the county government of Kitui that the next time we sit to look at prior year matters, this will not be on the list of those things?
Governor?
Chair, this is a project which was given out by the former Kitui County Council for 4 million. That was a contract sum. Then later on, it grew into what the contractor was demanding. I don't know how he worked out. He wants to be paid 38 million. When we came in and we were confronted with that, we said this will not be the best way to spend the money of the people of Kitui. So the matter is in court, and the workings which have been done are pointing at him not being paid that kind of money. And actually, he has played a major role in delaying everything. Because even when they were requested by the court each to submit their workings, he did not do it. We did it ourselves. So let's wait on 9th. Once it is a judge that we pay him a certain amount. We will ensure we pay him so that we can utilize the facility.
No. Okay. Yeah,
At one point, we were even thinking just building another one. But let's wait for we get this one. Because if it was 4 million and he wants 38, there are question marks.
You see, I feel that pain, Chair. I feel that pain on the side of the county government. The principal amount and the amount being demanded by the contractor. But Governor, if it comes to that, if that is what will resolve this issue, then so be it. Because I'm very sure, apart from just the service, Chair, the revenue coming from the slaughterhouse to the county government of Kitui would be a lot more substantial than even what we are collecting from Sant. It serves a very big area. So if it means then that you move into another project, if that is what you have to do, I don't know, let's just have a slaughterhouse for this region.
And really, it's tiresome to hear the same explanation. Governor, I think I listened to that explanation last time. You made commitments. 1 year down the line, we are still giving the same explanations. So I think members, we must make certain recommendations that are final, that are binding. So it is upon us to move the House to adopt those recommendations. Could we be lucky with the X-ray building at Kaui Hospital? Proposed completion of X-ray building at Kaui Hospital. Is this one complete?
The CEO responsible for medical equipment, I will request him to respond to that and tell us where we are.
Yes, Chair, we are lucky with the Kaui block. We installed the equipment and it is functional. And while we are still that, there were two of them. There was Kaui and the Shekru Hospital, which is also part of this report. Now, the one in Kaui is at Shekru is non-functional. And so we have made the decision.
Sorry. With a lot of respect.
Sorry.
I'm trying to rush so that we can be out of here in the shortest time possible.
Yes.
Kaui, you have a long answer there.
Yes.
But the bottom line is electricity.
Yes.
Is electricity now available?
We paid the electricity last week.
Is it available?
No, it is not
all
available.
the processes. Ugali meiva ama ijaiva?
We paid and they visited the place today.
Are the X-ray machines put to use as we speak? That is when it is up on the ugali meiva.
Yes. The X-ray was installed and it is functional. The electricity was not installed. As we speak
now,
yes.
As we speak now, the X-ray machines are working in Kaui.
Yeah, they are using a generator. But the 3-phase has been paid for to Kenya Power and Lighting, and they have indicated they will be there very soon, not later than 2 weeks. Yes. And the officer who is responding, we have told him he should be on that almost every day
so
to ensure it's
where in this written response have you indicated that they're running on generators? Because what you have cited is back and forth with Kenya Power.
And also the auditor made a finding that it's not in use. So you need to indicate when you started using that facility. Because the audit query says that it's not in use.
Yeah, I think by the time of audit, it was not in use.
Yes.
But it's in use now, but using generator.
You know that, Governor, what you're saying is that you're agreeing with the findings of the auditor, and you, because you understand accounting better than a lot of us. So if it was done after the fact, then we are not doing audit here. So the fact remains that according to the report, it will appear again in the next financial year as a matter that is pending from the previous accounting cycle.
Agreed, Chair.
Yeah.
So why don't we leave this? Because you have said that on 19 January, the contractor delivered, the machine is being installed by use of generator, and ask the Auditor General to confirm whether that is the real state.
Chair, an interesting response by the Governor. It says on the X-ray technology, the X-ray technology is still viable, but there is an upgraded version of technology. What do you mean? Do you want to procure the new technology? Why are you using old technology for people of Kitui? Why don't you use the latest?
Let's hear from the CEO on the technology bit.
This
But
X-ray
my quick answer, just to save time, these were procured with that old technology about 7 years ago. This was done 19.
The governor confirmed that this was within the mess thing. It was part of the mess
Yeah.
equipment, right?
So, and there were 10 of them, and all the others which were installed then, they were still operating with this same old
So
technology.
why don't you upgrade this technology to meet with the current technology?
Yeah, that
The new
is what
technology
we have
absolute.
put the CEO to discuss with the suppliers of this particular machinery.
What, Chair, maybe what was the fine print on the aspect of technology with the suppliers?
No, I think
know.
just for us to manage time, I remember this conversation last time. We put a question to the governor on obsolescence of the equipment, since there were equipment that were procured in 2017. And since their delivery in 2000, in 2020, they had not been put to use. Wasn't that the background? And we asked whether the equipment was now obsolete. And I think that's what you're responding to in that last paragraph.
Let the CEO respond to that, please.
No, I don't want to repeat the conversation we had last time.
Yeah.
Because I remember we had that conversation. So maybe this one is just to address Senator Cherargei's concern that the issue of obsolescence, we are the ones who raised it last time.
It doesn't make sense to install, yet it does not give the service that is required.
So I think the most important thing is for the X-ray equipment to be available to the citizens and residents of Kitui. You have indicated that this was done on 19th of January. And as of 27th of January, the machine had been installed and was using a generator, and that Kenya Power will give you 3-phase by 30th January 2026. Can we keep this in view?
Chair, as the area senator, that's okay. We can keep it in view. But I'll also be asking the question on the usability of that machine. Because, Chair, there's a conversation that goes around. Do you want Afya Bora or you want Bora Afya? This equipment, that's what I was asking the governor, is part of the MESS project, or around the same time. It was around the same time. So if it was acquired in 2020, 2019, 2020, maybe it's not MESS, but it was acquired around the same time. 2019, 2020. 6 years down the line, it's a value for money, and even the usability of that machine. I don't know.
So there were 10 of them.
Yes.
And all the others, other than Sikuru and the Kaui, they are still working, which means the obsolescence of the technology has not been attained. The one in Sikuru, which has not been installed, we have agreed, instead of installing the old one, let's get a new one from the National Equipment Supply Services, which now is running, which was a successor of MES, Managed Equipment Services. But in the rest, we have to make a corporate decision after assessment has been done to all the others. And this is a project which was caught in investigation by ESCC, all that delay and so forth and so on. So I think let the assessment be done. For Kaui and the rest, for Sikuru, we will do a new technology.
Honorable members, we have no means of confirming that these machines are running. It's only the Auditor General who can advise us. We are just taking the word of the governor. Can we be luckier with the oxygen plant machine at Kitui County Referral Hospital? We considered this matter last time, debated it at great length, made recommendations. Could we at least tell the people of Kitui that the oxygen plant machine is now functional?
There is oxygen in the Kitui County Referral Hospital, but not from that particular machine. It's a court matter. We found it there when we came in, and it's still in court. Maybe the county attorney can say something very quickly where we were with it. But there is oxygen at KCRH, but not from this machine.
County Attorney?
Thank you, Chair. The brief about this matter, Chair, is that the county government of Kitui is contesting the lawfulness of the supply of that particular oxygen machine. And because the supplier had already obtained a decree against the county government, we sought stay of enforcement and leave to defend that matter afresh, because we do believe that we have triable issues that can be brought to the attention of the court. Chair, I can report we have a ruling on our application for leave on the 5th of this month. Chair, that will be Thursday, I think. Thank you.
So within the week, we might get certain directions on the matter.
Thank you, Chair.
We keep that in view. But Governor, you're saying you have found an alternative way of producing oxygen away from this contested equipment?
Yeah, that has been put in place. Maybe we can hear again from...
what is that alternative way?
A better alternative.
Yeah,
Okay.
through the chair, we installed a bigger capacity plant at the KCRH, and we have 4 fonts of how we are supplying the oxygen there. We also have, on top of that, we have a 8,000-liter oxygen tank. We have the cylinders.
When was that procured and implemented?
It was done in 2021. And
it's fully implemented?
Very operational. It was implemented in partnership with AMREF in 2021.
Okay.
So it is working.
But
Yes.
who is keeping the oxygen plant secure? Because after the court ruling, or if the court rules that is your plant and it is vandalized, don't you think that you now have a plant that is vandalized?
Yeah, county attorney. You know, we do not know how the court will rule. Yes. But given the procedure, what happened, of course, we can't read the mind of the judge, but let's hear from the county attorney the probability that the decision will go against the county government of Kitui.
Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to comment on this storage, where it's currently kept. And maybe if you allow me, I may not say whether I think we will be successful or not successful on the matter. Currently, this oxygen plant is within the hospital facility, but over time, and maybe the issue why this raised as an audit query, the storage is not ideal. It should have already had a housing, a specific housing where it would have been stored, but currently it is not under such ideal conditions. Thank you, Chair.
Now we keep this in view and look forward to the decision that will be rendered on the 5th of February. I hope we can be lucky with the construction of livestock office block. Is that concluded?
I think that's the case.
Auditor General, construction of livestock office block?
Yes, Chair, the defects were done. Thank you.
Okay, we are getting luckier. Now let's go to reptiles. Construction of a snake pit at Mutomo Reptile Park. Governor, are the snakes happy now?
Yeah, are they done? Yeah, I think they are done.
Do you think they're happy?
Yeah, and was inspected.
Auditor General?
Chair, the defects were done.
The sump well and civil works at Chia River.
Yeah, it was a matter of fencing and so forth and done.
Now, I think we had gotten some update earlier. The other area we wanted to ask was a 573 million on Department of Health projects, which are still incomplete. Has there been some progress on that?
huge progress. The progress, there is a report we showing the progress for each. The big amount relates to the stored maternity wing and the amenity. But the others, there was a mortuary that is finished, and many others are finished actually.
So you have a seven-page response there.
Yeah.
Honorable members, because we had already discussed this at our last meeting and gave recommendations, a number of the projects there are still ongoing.
Chair.
Yes, Senator Chirake?
Chair, why would you be doing a national government project? I can see there's construction of 7 classrooms at KMTC Mwingi, who is the MP, Mwingi East or West? In your response, number 3, construction of 7 classrooms at KMTC Mwingi that was started in 4 January 2019 at the cost of 17,027,650. The project is stalled.
Yeah, 2019, as you know, I was not in office. There was other people who are in office.
But Governor,
and when you come,
Governor,
when you come and you are public officer,
government exists in perpetuity.
In perpetuity, I agree with you. So when I came, and that was started by my predecessor, by the county government, we have a duty to complete.
Governor,
and we will complete.
Governor, this is a national government function. It is done through CDF.
Yeah, and since it was started by the county government, that time the dividing line was not as thick in some cases as it is now. National government is doing markets, housing.
No. We are not talking about national government. We will call them. No. Governor, is there, through the chair, is there an arrangement? You're now trying to do populist politics, which will not assist you. Governor, through the chair, is there a memorandum that you wrote between the Ministry of Health and the county government to do these classrooms?
I will have to check on that. As I said, it was 2019. And it was picked up by the auditors as something which was being done by the county government and not complete. And as you say, government exists in perpetuity. So it is us who have a duty to complete.
Before I allow Senator Wambua, these are stalled over the years due to financial costs. So does it mean you receive a lot of money to Kitui until you decide, let assist the national government? Over to you, Senator Wambua.
No, I think, Governor, the question that we are trying to resolve here is a question of, actually it's a question of law and process. So maybe let's benefit from your wisdom. If in 2026, 27, the county government of Kitui, and procedurally, tenders for a project and it's awarded and it starts and it's a multi-year project. Then in 2027, 2028, there is another government in that county. What is the new administration supposed to do? Discontinue the project because it was unprocedurally procured, or continue to complete it anyway because it was started?
I think one has to look at the circumstances of how it was commenced. Maybe there was some understanding between the national government and the county government then, and I was not in office. But what I'm saying, and maybe I can be advised here, since it was commenced by the county government, with or without some understanding, because we do not know, should we as a county government complete a project which is within where we have our second biggest hospital to train Kenya Medical Training Center youngsters? Or should we just say it's not ours, say some 20 million or some money was sunk there and let's forget about it.
Yeah, Chair, can I assist the governor?
It's not an easy.
Governor, can I assist you?
Governor, and as we are doing this, let us be mindful that these are prior year matters,
Correct.
which we had discussed very extensively.
Correct.
So, with that in mind.
Chair, can I assist
The only
the
problem
governor?
with that, the only problem with that is with these prior year matters, it appears like they will be prior year matters forever. You know, there will be no point at which then we just draw a line and say this is it. I'm saying this, Chair, because unless a county entity or a national government entity invokes the provisions of Article 187 or 189 of the Constitution on shared functions, unless that is invoked, then clearly that project is unprocedurally procured. So should it continue? And Governor, I have the example, I have two examples. You came in and there's agreement between yourself and a lot of us, even this committee, that there are some projects that were begun by the previous administration that, one, there's no value for money, and two, they don't belong where they are. You talk about, you know, the crusher, the Manyanyune thing, the trucks for carrying livestock, and I'm surprised actually the Auditor General did not pick that up. Chair, we procured trucks to ferry animals to markets, and I think they are stored all over. So when you come and find that kind of mess in a county, as an administrator, because we're also learning, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, maybe, but the governor, the neater way, and it's not that we are not saying that if there is a need, please, I am told you have the county attorney, and thank God I'm the drafter among other colleagues of that bill. He should have advised you that when you are doing a national government project, you must come up with a memorandum on that functionality, and your senator has put it up. Finally, Chair, because in the interest of time, out of these 573.5 million, the reason, Chair, we are requesting to take much more time is because these are projects that touch people in Kitui. But what shocks me, majority of the stall projects relate to health. For example, story ward at Kitui County Referral Hospital of 242 million, it has stalled. Construction of surgical and amenity block at Kitui County Referral Hospital has stalled at 144 million. Chair, the one construction of maternity ward, Nuhu Sub-County Hospital of 5 million has stalled. Governor, why are you frustrating people who want to give birth like some of us? One maternity. Or Kitui and the numbers will be good.
Order.
I've seen Wambua speaking around in Murkomen and insisting that there should be numbers.
Most of
Why are you not doing maternity
Governor
work?
and Senator Cherargei, order. We must wind up this meeting by 4. We must wind up this meeting by 4 because we have another entity that is waiting. So let us not re-examine what we had already re-examined. Let us just make recommendations.
Yeah, because the issue, Chair, is still subsisting, my counsel would be that because it was a national government project or function done by the county government, then why don't you explore ways of having this project measured in terms of measured works and transferred to the national government, maybe done by CDF or just the national government directly, because it cannot just stay there when public money has been expended already. These projects are projects for Mwananchi. They're not county government. They're not Mwananchi for county governments and for national governments. I think in terms of just having the measured works and transferring it to either CDF or other way of the national government taking it up, that would really be neater.
Governor, we will make those further recommendations on this matter.
One option, and the other option is to seek to enter into an interministerial agreement so that we can have it completed, because we need those children for our hospitals there.
Fine.
Just to answer something, most of these projects, money was set aside to complete them. and the county assembly increased money from the Ministry of Health. So we are not being frustrated, but we found the situation. We discussed together with the county assembly and we increased a lot of money, and most of these, I think almost 70% of them are complete now.
Fine, let's come back to the report. We will go to the other critical issue under lawfulness and effectiveness. Failure to recognize provision for contingent liabilities. We have already seen that you've got a number of matters that are before the courts, and your responsibility is to disclose those contingent liabilities. I thought we discussed this at our last meeting. Governor, how come for another financial year you have not made that disclosure?
Those who prepare the accounts, they should have done that, because I agree with you, Chair.
Now that
we discussed that, and they should be provided for.
Now that it is the second time we are discussing it and they haven't done it, what should we do with them? If you can't do something about them, because you look like you are tolerating.
First of all, let me hear from the Chief Officer Finance. We discussed this.
But should they explain administrative things before the Senate? You must take administrative action.
Well, that's the reason why I brought them here, so that things which is in their court, they can really shine some light.
Okay,
but I agree with you what they should be provided for in the accounts, and not providing is not the right thing.
Is there any reason? Is there any reason?
That's what I want to hear.
Chief Officer?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. For current financial statement, we have disclosed, but for the previous ones, which were never disclosed.
But this observation is on the current financial statements.
These are from the previous, not this current.
No, this is under lawfulness and effectiveness. Auditor General, were you querying the past financial statement or this financial statement?
Thank you, Chair. Let me just make a clarification. We are looking at the provision for contingent in the statement of financial performance. They did not provide for that provision. For the year review. Yes, for the year review.
So, Chief Officer, which question are you answering?
The disclosure. Chair, you asked me for disclosure.
Failure to recognize provision for contingent liabilities. That is an audit query.
Yes. Yes, Chair.
So you recognize that provision?
Yeah, we did. Just a minute.
What is the CEO looking for? This is something that was there flagged during the audit, and we had opportunity to answer it.
No,
and you saw
Chair, the question was different, and the OIG has clarified. The question was disclosure, which I said we have been disclosing on the financial.
Failure to recognize provision for contingent liabilities. Did you do that?
No, it's not there.
Were you required to do so?
Yes, Chair.
Is it a material disclosure?
Some material, Chair.
So when a member of a regulated profession omits a material disclosure, what should be done? Are you a member of the of ISPAC?
Yes, I am.
So then, members, we can make our own recommendations to ISPAC. If CPA Tunga was here, we would have just handed you over to him for immediate disciplinary action. The amenity ward at Mwingi Sub-County Hospital, non-operationalization of amenity ward at Mwingi Sub-County Hospital. Governor?
Yeah, let's hear from the Minister for Health status.
The amenity ward was yet to be operationalized and the procured equipment were lying idle in the store. 2.4 million.
Thank you. The amenity ward at Mwingi is operational.
With a
24-bed capacity.
As at what date? The auditor says that during the audit it wasn't operational.
Yeah, during the audit it wasn't, but it's currently operational.
So you are going on record that it was put, it was made operational on which date?
It was made operational in August 2025.
In August 2025, the auditors were in the county.
The governor, the auditors were there.
It was a...
What time the audit was still going on?
This audit certificate was signed in November.
Sorry, Chair. I think it was in December.
Can we be sure?
I can
Because
confirm.
We are writing a letter. We are making recommendations to the Senate.
I can confirm.
We cannot go with approximate dates.
Okay, I can confirm.
Is that captured anywhere in your written responses? So that if you are to
Yes,
refer
it
to them,
is.
where exactly?
What is captured is that it was operationalized in August 2025, which is misleading the committee.
Governor, how are we going to believe you are? Because I'm trying very hard to use your written responses, but if there are inaccuracies, then we are going to have problems.
Yeah, we need to just get the exact date when it was operationalized.
Auditor General, do you know that it is? Do you know whether it is operational, or you need to go and do a verification?
Chair, we shall need to go and verify because by the time we were in the field, it had not been operationalized.
And that was in June 2025. So it is possible from June 2025, Chair, to August, maybe it was operationalized.
Maybe the minister is saying it was operationalized in August, as she had said earlier. They were there in June.
Yes.
So, and
Fine,
she's very firm
we'll
on
allow
that.
the OAG to ascertain this and advise us. Failure to operationalize completed projects, I think they are all in Appendix 1. Vandalization of works at Ethokwe Showground. I think this one we had discussed earlier. We were informed that some of the vandalism was rectified when there were certain national celebrations. Unsatisfactory implementation of projects. Ngomano Mwitika Market Sample Water Supply. The question we had asked the Auditor General in the morning, is this water supply functional? Is it complete and functional?
Yeah, Chair, it is complete, and I'll be going there in 2 weeks to commission it. But
people
water,
will not drink water until you commission it?
No. Normally our practice is whatever is complete, wananchi wanaanza kutumia.
So kuna maji hapa, Ngomano Mwitika Market Sample Water Supply.
Yes.
Right now, someone from that area can go and draw water.
Yeah, exactly. I said in 2 weeks. But water is being drunk there.
Okay, so the specific issues that were raised, we had looked at them earlier, and because of time, we might not be able to prosecute them. There were variations in BQs, and then there were other issues of regulatory compliance. But we had agreed that we focus more on the effectiveness. But the issues of lawfulness, we shall address when we are making our recommendations to the House. On the Muvuko Kianya Mwanyanga sample water supply, can a resident of Kitui go and get water from there?
Yes, Mwanyanga, water. Do we have water? CO?
Is water flowing?
CCM water. Can you respond to that?
Yeah, not many stories. Kuna maji?
Chair, there is water. In fact, all the water projects which were implemented now functional.
Let's go see.
For Mvuko, there is water, Chair.
Mvuko, Kenya, Mwanyanga. So right now it is functional.
It is functional.
A resident of Kitui can draw water from there.
Yes.
So we'll address ourselves to the issues of variation of BQs and the other workmanship issues. Irregular procurement of water projects. There were 3 contracts worth 50.3 million. But they had regulatory compliance issues. But the question is, are the projects implemented? And can you draw water from them?
Yes, but CCM water, can you respond to that?
So,
and the regulatory issues was.
So we start with Tiva Kilawani.
Issues to do with the NEMA and so forth.
Yeah, those ones are easy to deal with. Let's deal with effectiveness.
Yeah.
Tiva Kilawani.
The project is complete and functional, Chair.
Complete and functional.
Yes.
Tia Wibondo Withuki.
It is functional.
Tiva Kalala.
It is functional, Chair.
There is water.
there is water flowing in all our projects which were implemented.
So they are done?
Yes.
And it is verifiable on the ground?
Yes.
Or they are waiting for the governor to go and commission?
Yeah, but the people are enjoying water already.
The people are enjoying water?
Yes.
Okay. Naenda kuzindua maji. Funding of national government functions, 76 million spent on bursaries to students in secondary schools, universities. This is a matter that is in the public domain. What you need to do is to demonstrate that you've got an intergovernmental agreement. Do you have any in place?
Yes, as it was discussed during the summit, the last summit on 10th December 2025, and it was agreed that an IPA will be put together using Article 189. And the AG was to give his advisory to the National Ministry of Education, which I think he has gotten, and therefore we are good to go, all the 47 counties.
No, it was not all the 47. It was each county needed to do something.
Yeah, it's a standard agreement for all of us.
As your county done so?
Oh, yes.
I saw a schedule of counties.
Just through the chair.
Yeah.
That agreement obligated you to put in place a requisite legal and policy framework. Legal means you are to ensure there is a law that allows you to spend that money, because that's a national government function under our Kenyan Constitution. So what I want to know is, which law is this that has given you powers to take over this national government function?
The performance of that particular function by county governments, that is disbursing bursaries to our students, is under Article 189. And as far as I know, unless something else
the agreement between
we are not required, first of all, to have a law.
Governor, let's go slowly. Let's go slowly. The agreement between you and the Ministry of Education gave you responsibilities. Your responsibility was, before you do any disbursement, you put in place a legal and policy framework, okay, to support that expenditure. Are we together? 2, you are supposed to do guidelines for identification of the beneficiaries. Do you have those documents before us?
We have a policy, we have guidelines.
What is the legal framework? Through the chair.
I know.
What is that legal
I know
framework?
we don't have a law.
If you don't have a law, then
But we have guidelines, we have a law of how you identify, how you give, and when you are giving. We don't have any bursary funds this year.
Let's begin with the first one, because that's what the auditors are querying. And for you to escape that query, you need to tell us the legal framework, the law that enables you to do so. Which one is this? Because the agreement between you and the national government was an intent for you to assume that function. But they said, before you do so, put in place...
They seem to have maybe put other things.
No. Governor.
Can you go to the document?
But let's leave it. Let's leave it
let the
because
governor read the document that he has presented.
for the time being, we don't have any bursary in our books.
Governor, can you refer to your agreement 3.2? What are the roles of the county government under this IPA? Because you are saying they have inserted other things. Can you read what the roles of the county government are under the agreement that you signed?
Our understanding, you must have guidelines, you must have a policy. I will look at it and we'll see what to do.
Governor,
when we put money for bursary. Now we don't have.
Governor, could you read the roles of the county government? Because if you don't, then it will appear as if Senator Mogeni is sneaking in his own issues.
Chair, as he answers that, you should tell us who is the right person to commit the county, who signed that MOU. Huh? And then the county attorney,
So
how do we trust an agreement that is not even dated?
Okay, Governor, what are the roles of the county government?
Without taking a lot of time, Senator Morgan is correct. It's develop the requisite legal and policy framework. That's what it says.
So that's what Senator Morgan is asking.
Develop guidelines. for
Okay,
the
just leave it at that. Can you demonstrate the legal and policy framework that you have developed, having signed this agreement?
When was this signed? This one, I must say, this was an earlier version. As I said, on 10th December 2025, during the summit, this was an agenda item, and we agreed what needs to be done. But this one I can see is 19th May 2025, because we had signed one earlier where there were a lot of issues, and therefore it was discussed again, and we have a new one. But
so why didn't you
probably
give
the
us the
same
new
new
one?
one will have
With
this.
due respect, Governor, why didn't you come with the one that is applicable so that we don't waste time discussing something that has been overtaken by events?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, let's take this as it is, that it is required legal as that
No,
may.
why should we take this and you are saying it has been superseded? You know, I wish you could make my life easy. Would have been done 7 minutes ago.
Chair, let's make it easy. So that document is part of this file. It's from the county government of Kitui. Governor, do you confess ownership of that document, or you want to say it's not your document?
Yes, I'm saying there was an agreement which was signed between the county government of Kitui and the National Ministry of Education way back in May.
Yeah. So you're relying on that document?
Still has been overtaken by events, and we haven't used it. We don't have this budgetary money in our budget.
You see, Chair, then I think then we should not have an argument, because if another document was signed between you and the ministry, what would have been the most prudent thing to do is to bring that document to us and tell us, disregard the May agreement that has been overtaken by events. As we are basing our argument on the documents that we have received from the county government of Kitui.
Okay, what I'm saying, this should, for that period, this was the agreement which was there. But I'm just updating the Senate that this position has been vacated, but I don't think even those two clauses about a legal framework, policy framework, and guidelines may most likely still be there.
Yeah, Governor.
So this should not be the document here.
Governor, yes, that is the point. That when you made these agreements,
so what happens then?
The control of budget disregarded these agreements that were done under Article 187 and Article 187, and they were disregarded. And she said she would not release money using these. So, as you've put it correctly, this document should not have landed here, because it was not used to disburse this 76 million. Should just say that. And it should say that in future, you have agreed in December, in that summit, that you'll do other agreements under Article 189. Yes.
You see, Governor, that's exactly a lifeline I was trying to give you, to expunge this document. Because it's your document. You're the one who has filed it. Just say, you know, I want to expunge that document from that file. Then we can have another.
Yeah, I've already said this should not have been there. It's another softer way of saying.
Now, Governor, can you provide, for purposes of our report writing, can you provide the most up-to-date agreement? Can you provide that to the auditors? in the next 7 days, so that when you're writing our report, we have the more up-to-date version of your agreement. Yeah, but in any case, I do not expect that it will discharge you of certain responsibilities. The responsibilities, duties of the county government, I do not think can be revised in such a way that you no longer have to put in place any policy and legal framework. It cannot. So, honorable members, and I don't know, unless there's one big issue that we have not dealt with, due to constraints of time, we might resort to written responses on any matter that has not been addressed. And the county assembly, if there's a matter that we did not consider in depth, you have an opportunity also to look at it, being the primary oversight institution.
Yeah, I'm not very sure. Maybe we can take 1 minute on failure to retain FIF funds. I don't know what that should happen and if it is still happening, because all the money collected there is supposed to be used in the hospitals. Just that, maybe that one.
Okay, yeah. Failure to retain?
We do that, and I will request CEO for Medical Services to talk to the matter, but we do. Any money is collected from any hospital is retained there.
So please direct explanation.
CEO?
Because I know your written responses are here, but this is just for emphasis.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, FIF is now operational in Kitui County. We implemented it on 15th May 2025. So our facilities are retaining the money and are using it at source.
No, there's, you are saying, the Auditor General here is flagging an inconsistency in what ought to go to the hospitals. I think that's what you need to explain.
Okay. Chair, at the time of audit, the Kitui County had not implemented facilities improvement financing. Therefore, all money collected by our public health facilities would go to CRF. We used to get our funding from the county treasury. That, however, changed on 15th of May 2025 when we implemented the Facilities Improvement Financing Act of 2023. So now our facilities are able to retain that money and use it at source, of course, observing the laws and regulations.
You know, there's something, I don't know whether you're the one who addressed us on whether the hospital revenue was cash or accrued. Are you the one who addressed that matter in the morning?
Yes. I understand the issue. The issue was, what the auditor raised is that during the year under review, a total of 425 had been given to the hospitals. That was from Treasury. However, a total of 416 had been swiped to CRF. So therefore, the auditor asked, why are you not implementing FIF? And that's why my response is, the county government of Kitui is now implementing FIF. That started on 15th May 2025.
Now, there is 722 million cited by the Auditor General. And when 722 million is cited, the assumption is that what then goes to CRF and then FIF should be 722 million.
You're correct, Chair. That was not the case before implementation of the national FIF, but now that is the case.
So ideally, if you would have implemented it, you would have wired 722 to the facilities.
Actually, Chair, what happened after they collected 722, they swept 416 to the CRF and then brought back 425 to FIF, an extra of 8 million. I think what we should be asking finance people is where that other money came from.
You know, officer, I'm trying to help
you. Yes, please.
I'm trying to help you, but you think I'm trying to trap you. In the morning, I asked the question whether the 700 million as medical fees was cash earned or accrued.
Yes.
And what did you say?
It was on accrual basis.
Yes, so that's what I'm trying to bring out clearly, that 722 was not cash available to be distributed to FIF. Why is your team so defensive, even when you're trying to help them to get clarity? But what we need now to establish is, out of 722, what was the actual cash that was available for disbursement to the facilities? Was it 416 or 425?
425.
Auditor General?
Thank you, Chair. In real sense, the swiping of the cash to CRF is not supposed to be there. The hospitals are supposed to retain the funds that they collect. So that is the issue here. Thank you.
No, I think the question is slightly technical, that you've accrued your revenue at 700, but you've realized only 425. What should the Senate be demanding should be utilized by the hospitals? Is it the accrued revenue or the actual revenue?
Actual revenue.
Actual revenue.
Yes.
Fine. So, honorable members, will take the written responses. And now that we are on accrual, some of these things will keep coming up. And I think we understand the challenges you go through. When you come here, not every question is a trap. Maybe some questions are meant to help improve systems. Any other business? Unless there is any other business, I will ask the governor to make his closing remarks, and we'll donate our time to Senator Wambua to make closing remarks on our behalf. Let's start with the governor.
Chair, I want to take this opportunity to thank you and the members of the Senate and the other institutions which are represented here, including the Auditor General Office officers for the engagement and we have had and the advice which you've given us. It is improvement. You can see in the case of hospitals, we are reporting complete, operationalized, while previously it was different. So we take your advice seriously. And when we go back, even before we hear the advisory from you, we'll go through what we've been requested by the Senate to do to improve service delivery in Kitui. Thank you very much.
Very well. Senator Wambua, on our behalf, closing remarks.
Thank you, Chair. Through you, I also want to take this opportunity to thank the governor and the team from the county government of Kitui, including members of the county assembly, for their time and cooperation. Governor, one thing I must say about particularly your involvement with the Senate is that you have tried to be very consistent. Every time that the Senate has asked you to come, in most cases, you would find time to come and confront the issues. And I think that is the spirit that we want. We have seen, and I'm not going to be mentioning names, but we have seen governors who are in office today who have problems appearing before our Senate committees, and that can only complicate things for themselves and the counties that they lead. This is not a place for people to come and fight. It's a place for work to be done. It's an exchange of ideas. By the time you are leaving a Senate committee, you are wiser. By the time we are leaving here, even ourselves, because there's always a difference between theory and practice. Theory and where the rubber really meets the road. So when we have these engagements, both parties benefit. Specifically, Governor and your team, on the matter of sand harvesting. And this is a matter that is at the heart of every person in Kitui County. Let us all do what we have to do. Really, do what we have to do, because unfortunately, our county seems to be turning into a desert in our time, when we are watching. There are things we can do, there are things we can never allow to continue happening in that county in respect of that sand harvesting. Forget the revenues that we realize from the sand. Let's also be concerned about the conservation and the environment now and into the future. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Wambua. I pray and hope that in a few years, you'll be sitting where the governor is sitting. I also pray and hope that when you are sitting there, I will not be sitting here because I will be on the opposition, on the government side, on the government side in the Senate. I've been in opposition for far too long.
Correct.
So Chair, from your mouth to God's ears.
Yes.
Chair, on a lighter note, is the governor supporting Wambua for governor?
It is at that point that the meeting was adjourned. This meeting is adjourned. We shall take a very short break, about 3 minutes, to allow the delegation from Kitui to exit and for the other delegation to come in. So the meeting is adjourned. We wish you a safe journey home.
My name is Edith Kanata from the National Treasury.
We have apologies from the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. I think we've taken note. We have the ESCC present. Of late, they've been just hovering around, but I know they're following the conversation. Did we get the county, did we invite the County Assembly of Kitui?
Yes, Chair, we did. We have the chairman here leading a delegation of 8.
Great. Chairman, County Assembly Public Accounts Committee, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Gabriel Monyao, Chairman, Public Accounts Committee, County Assembly of Kitui.
Thank you, Chair. I'm David Masap Munyo, member. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mary Ndumbu, member of the committee and the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Jeremiah Mutua, a member to this committee.
My name is Joseph Kimote, clerk attached to this committee.
Chair, I'm Jacob Kimanzi, committee clerk.
That's it for the Assembly delegation?
Yes, Chair.
Fine, you are welcome. We are happy that you are here.
Thank you.
Governor, Kitui County, please go on record.
Chair, members, my name is Julius Malombe. I'm the governor for Kitui.
Your delegation can also introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Honorable Chair, Senators, through you, Your Excellency, I am Peter Kilonzo, the County Minister in charge of Finance.
Honorable Chair, and all protocol observed, my name is Ruth Koki. I'm the CCM for Health and Sanitation, Kitui County. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is John Macau, Chief Officer, Finance, Revenue Management, and Accounting. Thank you.
Chair and the members, Good afternoon. My name is Peter Itonga. I'm CC member for Water and Irrigation.
Through the chair, I'm Rosalie Munyasia, Deputy Director Revenue.
Chair, I'm Lynn Kitwan, the Chief Officer, Public Health and Sanitation.
Through the chair, my name is Agri Kamba, Chief Officer in charge of drugs and medical supplies.
Through the chair, my name is Dr. Benson Musyoka. I'm the Chief Officer for Medical Services.
Through the Honorable Chair, I'm Dr. John Mongai, Medical Superintendent, Kitui County Referral Hospital. Thank you.
Through the chair, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Florence Makindi, the chairperson, Kitui County Public Service Board.
Through the Honorable Chair, my name is Wilfred Gesumutua, Acting Board Secretary. Thank you.
Through the chair, good afternoon. My name is Tom Ojuang, Deputy Director, Human Resource Management.
Through the chair, my name is Timothy Chalo, the County Attorney. Thank you.
Through the chair, my name is Joel Muyanga, Accountant General.
We are done with the delegation from Kitui. You are welcome. And we also welcome the media who are partnering with us to broadcast our proceedings. We go to the next order, which is administration of oath.
I, Julius Malombe, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Next, you'll table your management responses.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I hereby table the following documents before the committee. 1, management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on County Executive for Kitui for the year 2024-2025. 2, management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on the receiver of revenue statements for the County Executive of Kitui for the financial year 2024-2025. 3, management responses and accompanying annexures on the report of the Auditor General on the County Revenue Fund for the County Executive of Kitui for the financial year 2024-2025. Thank you.
Auditor General, could you confirm that you have reviewed the documents that have been tabled, they were sent in good time, and you are able to proceed?
Thank you, Chair. I confirm that received the responses in time. We've verified the responses and we had a meeting with the client and we can proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Clerk of the Senate?
Yes, Chair, I do confirm that we received the responses on time.
Fine. So unless there is any preliminary matter, Governor, I noted that the on receiver of revenue is a deputy who introduced themselves. Is a receiver of revenue, the designated receiver of revenue present?
Yes, the designated receiver of revenue is the CEO of Finance and is here. Can you confirm? You are the designated. Is here, Mr. Chairman.
What's your name again?
My name is John Macau.
So you are the county receiver of revenue?
Yes, Chair.
Again, on HR, do you have the HR director?
We don't have the HR director, but we have the chair, County Public Service Board, and the secretary, acting secretary.
Someone introduced themselves as deputy director. So I'm wondering why deputy director, not the director, HR?
And deputy human resource director is here.
What happened to the human resource director? Because this is a regulated profession, just like accountancy, just like law, just like procurement. Why don't we have the substantive director? Because there are HR issues here where we might need to hold someone professionally accountable.
I request my minister, who was coordinating this, to explain, but they are committed on another official matter.
Yes, Chair. The director is supposed to be with us, but they had a matter which they had to record with the ESCC today, and she was also supposed to appear in person.
So the HR director is under investigation? Because if they are going to ESCC, that means, are they the ones being investigated or they are witnesses in a matter?
Chair, I can't ascertain whether she's being investigated or it was a statement to be recorded.
Okay, Chair Audit Committee or any member of the Audit Committee present in the delegation?
No, I don't think we have any.
Yeah, because if you're coming for an audit exercise and you have an audit committee you have set up in the county, this is the time that the two must come together. Internal auditor? Is your internal auditor here?
Honorable Chair, the internal auditor also is not here. The reason is that he had to remain behind to coordinate another matter, which we are appearing here next Tuesday. And in my own wisdom, I thought he's the better placed person to coordinate the PIC responses, which they are supposed to appear to the hub tomorrow, Chair. That is the only reason why the Director, Internal Audit, is not with us today.
I think let's make ourselves clear that when you're coming for this particular exercise, you have an audit committee that you have established. You have an audit charter that it has approved. You must be accompanied by the chair or someone from the audit committee. And the audit committee and internal audit work together because the external auditors sometimes rely on the work of internal auditors. And this committee also sometimes wants to draw on the work of internal auditors to get the assurance that controls are effective. I've taken note that the chair of the County Public Service Board is here, which is okay, but the director HR should also be here because they have a professional responsibility. Did I hear County Secretary? County Secretary?
No, we don't have County Secretary.
Well,
we would have brought, Mr. Chairman, we brought people as per the issues which were raised by the Auditor General.
Governor, there are HR issues here. Who's the head of the County Public Service?
Pardon?
Who is the head of the County Public Service?
Yes, it's the County Secretary.
Yeah, so wasn't it relevant?
No, you have the CEO who is a governor and is here.
So you'd be able to...
yes.
Okay, fine. Then, if that is the case...
The buck stops at my door.
Then we'll not allow you to refer to your officers, because that's what some governments do.
For the officers abroad, I'll refer. For issues where there is no officer, I'll deal with it.
Governor, this is an uncontentious issue. What I'm trying to tell you is that for you to make the most optimal use of this opportunity, there are some people who you need to come with. Not your entire cabinet. The head of the County Public Service, the head of audit, the internal auditor, the HR director, the county attorney, I've seen the county attorneys here, the receiver of revenue, those at a minimum should appear because the audit issues touch on their respective domains. And head of procurement as well, because procurement is also another regulated profession. So if you want us to write that in our letters, we shall do so. But I would have thought that it's something you would have thought through. So it is not a matter that should ignite debate. I think I'm just making an observation to allow us to go into the substantive issues. Honorable members, is there any other preliminary observation, or we can go straight to the issues before us? Fine. So before we interrogate the report, I want to call upon the chair of the Public Accounts Committee. That's Honorable Munyao, I believe. Honorable Munyao, could you let us know whether your committee has considered this report, debated it, made recommendations which have been adopted?
Thank you, Chair. The audit report that we are derogating today, Chair, has not been committed before the Assembly because the time it was to be committed, we were out on the recess. And we are expecting that once we get back to the Assembly next week on 9th, the report will be committed, and we have we are prepared. I'll be going out. We'll be calling out the members, the CCM, and the members mentioned to be able to respond to the queries.
Okay, I would like to request the Senator, your Senator, Senator Wambua, that you could advise the County Assembly in terms of amendment to their standing orders to do what we did as a Senate, so that when the reports are made available by the Auditor General, they are automatically committed to the relevant committees. Even as we have not had a plenary sitting since we broke for recess in December, but we amended our standing orders to allow this committee to continue doing its work. Senator Wambua?
Thank you, Chair. And the chair of the County Assembly Park is actually my MCR. So it's my pleasure to advise him. Through the chair, you realize that things have really changed in terms of processing audit reports for both the assemblies and Parliament. So what we have done as a Senate is that we pushed a motion through the Senate that once the reports are received from the Auditor General, they are assumed to have been committed to the committee. So that we don't have to wait until February 9th when we resume, we start getting the reports and begin working on them. So I think it would be wise for you, because there is a constitutional deadline of 31st of March. You should have considered the auditor's report. It would have made this work a lot easier for us if you had looked at the documents, then where you are okay, you would have just passed it. But going forward, I think that's one thing you may want to consider to do. I thank you, Chair.
Fine. So your clerk can also be in touch with our clerk so that you get the details of the amendments, the standing orders. It would have been very nice if you had already considered this report, because you would have just looked at your recommendations. You would not have subjected the governor to questioning on the same issue twice. But we hope that in the next 2-3 years, we can have a situation where the County Assembly first looks at the reports before the Senate looks at the reports. Now we'll have to go into the report as per our constitutional mandate. And Auditor General, we will start with the receiver of revenue and dispense with it, and then come back to the report on the executive. So members, let's start with the report on receiver of revenue for the year ended 30th June 2025. And since we have already received a brief from the Auditor General, there are questions where you could take your written responses so that we don't have to waste a lot of time. But there'll also be some broad observations that we will be making. OAG, what was your opinion on the ROR?
Thank you, Chair. For the ROR, we only had one issue that was a qualification. That was on the long outstanding receivables from non-exchange transactions. That was the only qualification issue.
So then, as we had looked at the issues previously, to avoid repeating what has already been addressed, I think let's go to the statement of revenue and disbursements for the year ended 30th June 2025 in the Receiver of Revenues report. Governor, what was your total on-source revenue for that financial year?
It was 985. 895 million.
895. 895?
Yes.
That differs from the numbers that we have.
What numbers do you have?
996. So can we establish as a matter of fact what your OSR was? Because I am looking at the original audit certificate, which has your financial statements.
Yeah. Sorry, Chairman, I think there was a revision from 895 to 996. But let me invite...
So again, with the confidence you had of the CEO, what was your OSR for that legal? What is the procedure when a witness fails to appear?
Through the Chair, Section 18 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act states that Section 1, a Parliament or its committees may invite or summon any person to appear before it for purpose of giving evidence or providing information, paper, book, record, or document in the possession or under the control of that person, and in this respect, Parliament and its committee shall have the same powers as the High Courts as specified under Article 125 of the Constitution. Furthermore, as per Section 23 of the same Act, Section 10.3.1 states that no public officer shall refuse to A, produce before Parliament or a committee any paper, book, or record or document, or give evidence before Parliament or a committee relating to the correspondence of any national security organs as set out as under Article 239 of the Constitution, or any independent commission set out under Article 248 of the Constitution, or any public office as defined under Article 260 of the Constitution. As subsection 2, any public officer who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offence.
So, if a witness invited fails to appear, the logical sequence is to issue summons.
Yes, Chair.
And if they fail to honor the summons, we have the option of imposing a fine or asking the Inspector General of Police to produce the witness.
Yes, Chair. Furthermore, given the said witness is a public officer, as per Section 23, if they fail to produce the evidence that is required of them, that would also constitute an additional offence.
So beyond talking to the IG of police, we can also talk to the DPP.
Yes, Chair.
Fine. So I think that's a legal basis. Let's not debate with an empty chair, but let me hear from Senator Wambua and Senator Maruma, and maybe the local content from Senator Mofaya before we give directives.
Chair, I will be very interested in hearing the local content. But before we get there, allow me to make just 2 or 3 observations. One, Chair, the governor of the Rakanidi, as is the case with all the governors in this country, is the custodian of the resources of the people of the Rakanidi. When we are doing disbursements to the Rakanidi, the governor is normally very happy that money is coming in to serve the people. I don't know what the problem is with just telling the people of the Rakanidi through the Senate how the money received has been utilized. For me, I would expect that to be the easiest thing to do. I don't know why that seems to be a problem with the governor. Secondly, Chair, it will be remembered, and let this go on record, that the Rakanidi is actually one of the 12 counties that the Senate, in its own wisdom, invoked the provisions of Article 203 of the Constitution on the use of affirmative action to determine the basis of sharing revenues with counties. And I remember the area senator was very active in that movement. You, as truly chair, brokered that truth and introduced an amendment to the CRA proposal that other counties in this country actually donated money to 12 counties, and Tharaka Nithi is one of the counties to which we donated money. It is disrespectful that the institution that did such a wonderful thing would be disrespected in this way by the governor of Tharaka Nithi. Chair, when I look at the report and I say, as you have directed, we cannot debate with an empty chair. But there are issues here that the people of Tharaka Nithi would have wanted to hear how we resolve. You know, there are issues of long outstanding trade and other payables. That is what people call pending bills. A figure there of over 800 million Kenya shillings. There is failure to retain facilities improvement funds at the hospitals. The figure there of 293 million Kenya shillings. Chair, there is also unexplained voided transactions totaling to over 400 million Kenya shillings. These are issues that perhaps the governor would have shed light on and help the people of Tharaka Nithi to understand that there is value for money in the operations of their county. I'm disappointed, Chair, that the governor is not here, and so I think we've been guided properly by the legal counsel. Let's summons issue. I thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Just as you indicated, it is very unprecedented to have a governor who is supposed to attend not attending. When a governor is not attending, normally they write letters indicating that they want to seek for postponement. But for this particular case, the governor was around. He was seen in the corridors. I don't know what made him disappear from the corridors. I don't know why he didn't wait for the time of the meeting to come and answer to the questions that have been raised by the Auditor General. As Senator Wambu has rightly stated, that when we were fighting for the small counties to get an affirmative action fund, Tharaka Nithi was one of the beneficiaries who got approximately 400 million, which will run for 5 years. That's about 2 billion. You cannot get that type of money and expect that to not come here to answer to how you spend that money. So I think it's very unfortunate. What the governor has done is very, very unfortunate. It should be condemned with the strongest terms possible. And I agree that let the governor be summoned at the appropriate time to come and answer to these queries. For example, we are saying that Article 125 of the Constitution and Section Powers and Privileges Act is very clear that any client called here, any witness should come. He has flouted that law. But also, if you look at the ROR, the receiver of revenue, the governor for the Tharaka Nithi is not following the law. What the auditor flagged is that there is failure to operationalize a law on FIF that was enacted in 2023. And the hospitals are not collecting the money. This money is going to the CRF account. He should come here and tell us why he is not respecting the laws that these houses pass, the Houses of Parliament. And it's not worth the chair that he was a parliamentarian. He was a member of the National Assembly. I heard when Senator Wambu was doing closing remarks that we learn a lot when we engage also with the governors, and that Senate is a very good training ground for those who want to be governors. Maybe the governor missed that opportunity to serve in this Senate and to learn. That's why a law as important as FIF has not been enacted by the Tharaka Nithi. So I agree with you that let us do a summons as early as it is possible. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I don't know whether Senator
Contact the Chair chooses to remain on committee.
Fine. I think let's be guided by what the law says. We have made comments coming from the financial statements that indicate to financial mismanagement in Tharaka Nithi. But it is only fair to afford the governor an opportunity to come and defend himself. Because if
Chair, sorry, what did the area senator say? I didn't get, sorry. And then number two, on a point of information as he responds, I wanted to say that it is embarrassing because the chair at the Council of Governors in charge of health is the governor of Tharaka, who is not operationalizing Facility Improvements Act, which should the issues of health. I wanted just to inform the Vice Chair.
that's more the reason why we need to have the governor appear before the Senate to clear the air on these things. Because the Senate is a powerful institution. Parliament is a powerful house. If we say some things with finality, as they are in the report of the Auditor General, there are things that could have consequences of a criminal nature, consequences of professional nature, consequences of a political nature. So I think it is in the best interest of the governor to appear before the Senate and to clear the issues that have been raised by the Auditor General, the issues that the senators have raised, and it is an obligation on the part of the governor. We are not pleading with him because the Constitution has already directed him that he must be accountable to the people directly and through institutions like the Senate. And so...
Chair, before you rule, because I can see you want to rule, allow me, Chair, to give unsolicited and free advice to the area senator. What he decides to do with this is a decision that we must respect. You know, Article 196 gives my colleague, my brother, the responsibility to protect the interests of the people of the Tharaka Nithi and their government. On a matter as this, my brother Senator, and I say this free and solicited advice.
Senator Abua, we shall advise each other in the chamber.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
we'll
do a conference so that we can advise each other.
I'm guided.
The area senator was looking excited and eager to get the advice. You can even feel from the laughter and excitement.
No.
I should have sought to know whether I wanted that kind of advice.
Yeah, because
I have sat here for 3 years.
Even point of information.
Even the governor has been appearing before this committee before. So we are not supposed to cast aspersions. I think I want to agree with what the chair just said.
Okay.
The government should be given a chance to appear before the committee and answer questions.
Senator Gatai?
No, I didn't invite Wambua to advise me, which is, Wanjua is a good guy. And, the governor has been appearing before this committee before. Actually, all the invitations he has been able to...
but that is wrong.
No, let's not have those changes. No. I just want to buy what the chair just
Let us allow Senator Gatai to express himself.
Senator Chanagay, you have an issue with your county. You have an issue with your county, right?
Let Senator
and I don't want us to go that route. The chair just ruled that the governor has been appearing, right? And I think we should give him a chance to come and answer questions that pertain to the audit. As simple as that. So I don't want to cast aspersions. I think I agree with the chair that some of these allegations maybe can be around the political issues and so forth. So that means not committed to that effect.
Fine. I like the spirit, the team spirit, and everyone being the brother's keeper in this. So we will not cast aspersions on any party. We expect the governor to appear before the Senate, but we have said it is not optional; it is mandatory. We sent invitations, and we made it clear that due to the strict constitutional timelines that we are operating under, we are not going to tolerate absenteeism like this or request for postponement on grounds that are not justifiable. The auditors have been here patiently, waiting for their turn to prosecute, and we would have hoped that we would have proceeded. In any case, Parliament sits all the way up to 6:30. And so there is no reason for anybody to abscond or to run away or to cite limitations of time, because we are here, we are available, the auditor is present, the National Treasury, the control of budget. I even applaud the media for staying up this late. What the governor has done is unacceptable, and it must be brought before this committee to explain that kind of conduct. The next appearance will not be a polite invitation. It will be summons. We have read the provisions of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act, and we will have to compel his appearance before this Senate on a date and time that will be specified. But for the people of Tharaka Nithi, we assure you that we will interrogate every issue of financial mismanagement that has been cited by the Office of the Auditor General. And if we find that we are in agreement with the Auditor General, which most of the times we are in agreement because they are the ones who have done the audit, we shall recommend the stiffest penalties, or we shall recommend investigation and prosecution in line with the law. But in line with the rules of natural justice, the governor will be given an opportunity to defend himself, to explain his conduct or misconduct today, but that shall be by way of summons. I think further to that, we had made a resolution that the Inspector General of Police should appear before this committee to explain why he has not arrested and produced the governor of Samburu, who has repeatedly defied invitations and summons of the Senate. We were made aware that the IG was out of the country in Japan. Clerks, can you confirm whether the IG is back so that we have that meeting and we establish it as a matter of law, as a matter that is supported by the Constitution, that this Parliament has the power to request the IG to produce any witness that refuses to appear before it voluntarily. Clerk, do we have dates
yes,
for
Chair.
the meeting with the IG?
The dates, the IG is back in the country now, so we are looking for dates to invite him.
Again, it should not be a matter of us pleading with the IG because he has a constitutional duty. In the case of Samburu, he acknowledged the power of Parliament to direct him to arrest a governor because he wrote back and said, we give him a little bit more time to trace the governor. So if he responded in that tone, then we expect that he's going to comply with the legitimate directives of Parliament. And we need to bring him, if not this week, he must appear before us next week. Because if we allow this kind of habits or this kind of misbehavior to persist, then no governor will appear before this committee. I think in the last 1 week, we've been very kind with the governors. And so they might take that as a cue not to appear before this committee. So we shall impose the provisions of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act, and we shall go the full hog, including asking the IG to arrest and produce governors, or asking the DPP to file, criminal proceedings, because some of these things, we are calling them contempt, but they are actually offences under the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act. So I think that is a directive of the committee. We feel for the Auditor General just the way we feel for ourselves, that we have made ourselves available, and yet the client is not here to respond to the issues raised. Unless there is any other business, we shall adjourn, and we meet again tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. The meeting is adjourned. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just said initially it was 895, but after all the reconciliations were done, it was 996. So I'm saying should have said 996.
So it is 996.
Yes.
What was the growth from the prior year?
The prior year, it was about 575, and so you can see the growth was quite substantial.
Was it 575 or 512?
Let me read the report. It was 517, Mr. Chairman.
517.
517.
So that was a growth of?
That was a growth of 9.28 compared with the previous year when it was 473.
That's a growth of 479 million. 996 versus 517.
Yeah.
What was your revenue from hospital fees?
Let me ask the receiver of revenue to give us the exact amount for revenue fees, so I can ask the CEO Medical Services to give us this sum.
Yeah, that's why it's important to carry subject matter experts.
Yeah.
That's a point I was trying to make earlier.
Let me hear from CEO Medical Services.
Yeah, hospital fees in the year under review?
Thank you, Chair. In terms of accrual basis, allow me to report in terms of both cash basis and accrual basis. On cash basis, it was 425 million. On accrual basis, it was a total of 719 million. 719 million. This accrual basis is as a result of unpaid claims from SHA. Thank you, Chair.
So what you reported on accrual basis, just to break it down for the lady in Kitui, that what you actually collected was 425 million.
Yes, Chair.
But 719 is what you
earned.
You earned.
Yes.
But it is not money in the bank.
Yes.
So the money in the bank is
425 million.
So if you compare that with the prior year, how much did you collect prior year on cash?
It was 278.
Not 264?
Okay, that 278 includes public health units. For the hospitals is 264 million.
So in terms of real growth in cash.
Yes.
In terms of real growth in cash, your growth in revenue collected was not 479. It was about 160.
You are 425, you subtract 264. That should be.
Well, that's 160, about 160.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's an important qualification because we were worried at that sudden growth on hospital revenue from 260 to 730. And I think what you have given is correct technically.
Yeah.
But the problem the governor will have is how to explain why the money is not in the account because of this change of accounting. Now let's go back to CES. CES. Did you report on cash or accrual?
Let me ask the Director of Revenue who is here to report on that aspect. I hope.
Is it the same gentleman or someone else?
She's a lady judge of revenue.
Through the chair, it is on cash basis.
It's on cash basis.
Yeah, what is in the account?
Actual collection.
Yes.
And how much did you collect in cess?
24, 25.
Yes.
36 million. Around 36.
36 million.
Mtu anachukuliwa hapa anafurutwa masikio, mapua. That's not what we came for here. We came here for results. I'll come back here again within the next 1 month to see the progress. And then every other time, mpaka tuone kwamba pigiana kelele, hapana. Ati mtu anachukuliwa hapa anafurutwa masikio, mapua. That's not what we came for here. We came here for results. I'll come back here again within the next 1 month to see the progress. And then every other time, mpaka tuone kwamba leo hatujakujia hapa siasa, piga makofi, pigiana kelele, hapana. Ati mtu anachukuliwa hapa anafurutwa masikio, mapua. That's not what we came for here. We came here for results. I'll come back here again within the next 1 month to see the progress. And then every other time, mpaka tuone kwamba